All right, here we are, Wednesday night, the last workday for me this week. Like I think just about everybody, unless you're in a very service position, I have tomorrow off for Thanksgiving, and our office is also closed on Friday. So I am celebrating the beginning of a 4-day holiday weekend, and I plan to thoroughly enjoy every minute of it because in my line of work, I handle auto claims. So I will be extraordinarily busy on Monday because any car accident that happens tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning, all those are going to land in my inbox to deal with on Monday. So before I get clobbered, I want to thoroughly enjoy this time off. So, as always, you are tuning into Dungeon Masters of Entrath, the one and only Hex TCG theme game show. What is up, Tribunal Magistrate? I think most of you who are in my channel right now have probably been here before, but in case you have not, this is a show where we do themed PvP with as much PvE content to it as I can bring. Our current dungeon has this map. The decks are all themed on different phobias. The dungeon debuted during the charity stream right around Halloween, so I wanted to play on people's fears. It is immortal format, commons and uncommons only, with the exception that rare resources are allowed. All players will start in room 12, and if you win from there, you can pick one of the 4 directions and work your way to one of the final bosses, which is 7, 9, 17, or 2. If you manage to defeat a final boss, room number 5 is the optional super boss. You defeat room number 5, you get 1,000 platinum on top of the grand prize. If you lose in the super boss, you get nothing. It's just like a loss anywhere along the way. Prize pool grows for the next player. Good to have you back with us, Chewish. So, as always, early on in the stream, I'm going to just throw it out there. If anybody has a deck that meets the dungeon eligibility criteria and wishes to throw down and challenge me, please speak up and let me know. Good old reliable Raptos, I know I can count on to be here for me, is in said queue. And can I get in? You can. What is your in-game name? We're going to go Raptos first, because Raptos did pipe up first. And then I need Chewish's in-game name, and I'll mark you down second. Pandemica, I'm going to mark you down third. Okay, thank you. Fortify Gawain. I know we've played before. I don't trust my memory, though, which is why I ask. Nero! Nero in the channel. I'm sure I do, but when names are different, it's hard for me to remember sometimes unless I see you all the time. Like Raptos is here literally, aka Stigma Buster is here literally every week, so very easy for me to remember that one. And I remember Tribunal Magistrate because I'm a subscriber to his own Twitch channel, so I'm not going to forget him. Alright, so we're going to start Raptos, Fortify Gawain, Pandemica. And if there's anybody else who is not one of those 3 who wants to get in on this, speak up and let me know, and I will add you into the queue. And let's find where is I can't read tonight. I'm looking for Raptos. Looking for Raptos. Here we go. Reading is fun. That's Pandemica. This is Raptos. Challenge. Alright, not Spirit Bomb. Oh, okay, I don't have to decline this. Room 12 is first. Room 12 is Kind Mortophobia, aka the fear of zombies. Raptos, our bold first challenger into the dungeon here tonight. my game froze. Okay, there we go. I was like, why isn't the coin flipping? Show me a coin flip. Alright, so Raptos is very familiar with the zombie dungeon. If you could give me a warning before a game, that'd be great. Your computer has keying problems. To the maximum extent that I am capable, I will do so. If I say, I think Raptos is about to die, you might want to fire up your PC. That's about as good as I'm going to do, because obviously I can't for 100% forecast when somebody's going to die. So Raptos is rolling up in the dungeon with some new tech. You know what, I think I'm going to go for Fortune just to make sure I'm good through turn 4. Is bringing in Adani Zedek, which is going to be the champion of Verdict. Pay 3 charges, Verdict. So this is brand new tech. Have not seen this out of Raptos before, so we'll see where things go. Plays Vesper, which is a spirit. When another constant enters play, that gets +1/+1. Alright, I think I'm going to play the Slow Shard and get the Blight Feeder down for now. And pass the turn. In our hand here, we do have one of our rare AI-only cards. Isidore, good old school buddy out of Shattered Destiny, set 2. Zombies you control have lethal. And we got plenty of zombies in here. But Raptos is going to make us Verdict. What do I have in hand? Yeah, you know, you can get +1/+1 because these can trade. We'll do it that way. And I would take that trade if offered. It's not. Okay. So I think I'm going to do this for another resource. And here's another AI-only card. Deathcry, summon a zombie. All troops in your hand get that. We have 4 troops in hand. So First Rights is going to do some work here. And I'm going to hold on the Blightseed Fiddler. And we have to Verdict. Yeah, Spirits are really good there. You can have a Nightfall. And see, this is the exact reason I didn't want Raptos to have a Spirit. Spirits you control have a +1/+1, so we would have immediately seeded over a 2/2 flyer. I think I take this. I'm going to take the 6 once. That is a big spirit. That is a little flying spirit bomb over there. Is this a zombie? That is considered a zombie. So we can give Isidore lethal. Spirits could be a real PvE deck right now. I think they definitely could be with a lot of the help they got there. I am not entirely sure what the equipments they have are. But I'm sure there's some good PvE shenanigans to be had with Spirits now. Good use of removal here. Unravel takes out Isidore. I get a zombie, but I don't have lethal on the Blightseed Fiddler anymore. And we're going to throw you under the bus. And seek some adventure. So, 5 resources. Let's have some fun with the zombie plague, which I don't think is as powerful as its rarity would lead you to believe. I'm gonna poke you in the nose for 2. Zombie Plague, very old card, so in case you're not familiar with it, at the start of your turn, reveal 3 random cards from the opposing champion's deck. Troops get -1/-1, and if you have sucked down their defense to 0, that troop gets voided out of their deck, and we get a zombie. It has the potential to be powerful, but if you hit anything that's not an X1, it's really slow. Which is why I don't feel too guilty about throwing it in there. This looks similar to what you ran in Fight Night a few days ago. What, his, or... Okay, so we did get to eat a spirit. Okay, so this has lethal to eat that. And I think I'm going to swing in for 3 because that's really all I can do. We have a sacrificial lamb back here. Oh, I have resources to do that. I imagine being a spirit-based deck, there's probably some flyers in there. Sacrifice a troop I control. No! No! Oh god, you get to verdict twice? Uh-oh. Each opposing champion summons a Daybreak, or I have to have your Daybreak. See, that's what I figured. That something like that is what Raptos was looking for. And so now does not swing in with the Spirit because it'd be met with a lethal blocker. None of that. Zombie Plague can't do anything against those. So let's play the Blightseed Cultivator and trigger this. And really, I think the best we can do is to make that smaller. And maybe throw this down too. So lots of zombies here, but these aren't going to profitably get through. I think the zombies just have to stare in awe of Adani Zedek for a moment. Here's his verdict. Yeah, I built a deck that was based on verdicts too for yesterday's Rock Block tournament that Pandemica hosted, and I had a really nice combo in it, and I got wrecked by candles before I ever got to pull it off. Sacrifice an artifact or constant, or they get a Daybreak. Alright, have another Daybreak. I want my Plague. Oh, come on. This is getting real now. Alright, fine, I don't get to have my... This is getting real with all these verdict triggers. Alright, so that's 4 in the air, and that's going to be 9 in the air next turn. Alright, so... Nothing to do but make some poor life choices. And send all of the zombies surging in for a suicide charge. Yeah, we'll sacrifice the one that got blocked. So that actually wasn't the worst. Yeah, alright. So they're gonna verdict me again. You can have another Daybreak. Break all of your day. Now, can this win? I'm not sure I can win with a swing. Raptos being cautious. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zombies. Yeah, we're in a YOLO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave back the lethal. I'm not doing math right now, by the way. I'm just swinging because that's a problem right there. 4, 9, 10. That's lethal if all of those were to hit. You. I choose you to die. You can have a card. Well, we might win through attrition here. No. You can have a Nightfall. You can have another Nightfall. Oh, crap. Why am I letting you kill me so fast? Needs to rip off one. Oh, God, I think he got it. Yeah, now that I know you have the combo there, I'm not letting that get bigger. I think I'm... Alright, one of us is dead here. I'm gonna leave that back, I guess. Just so that he can't, like, get me for free. If I do math wrong, but I think one of us is dead here. Block. Block. Takes 3. Yeah, I can easily eat the 6 there. When a relentless zombie or enters planar control, if this is in your voracious, so I could grab one of the voracious. What is up, Pentachills, lurking and watching? Let's I don't know if this is correct, but we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna call the grave a voracious zombie back into our hand. I still think dead. Any verdict trigger and we're just done. And Raptos would move on, but Dungeon Master gotta try to play properly. Get 2 zombies back for the price of 1 card. The Umbral Guard. Oh yeah, see, there it is. Umbral Guard is gonna hit for 6. There was the Nightfall, the multiple Nightfall triggers. You can have a thing back. That's gonna deal a 6. Raptos wins. Raptos has killed the zombies and is going to move on to the next room in the dungeon. Have a rare Wednesday night off from the radio station, so patronizing good old Thronzy, and I appreciate the love and the support and all the plugging you do on your own channel. And whoa! Noriest is a patriot of the show, a patron of the show. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the support. Joining the ranks. I believe you're my only subscriber right now, so I will give you the love of spamming all the Princess Corys because I can. Much, much appreciated. And let me get my nah, it's not my OBS back. Yeah, it's my OBS. So let's get the dungeon map up here. And now from Raptos, I need to know which direction we are going. Either 11, 10, 18, or 15. And that is going to dictate the course through the rest of the dungeon. Streams with no buffering. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, Stigma wants 11. Heading to the north branch of the dungeon. Let's go! Alright, Raptos, moving on to room number 2 in his dungeon attempt. Raptos, challenge, immortal format, and room number 11 is Ombrophobia, otherwise known as the fear of rain. Oops, I think we tried to challenge each other at the same time. Alright, my hands are off the keyboard. You can send me the challenge when you're ready. And I won't interfere. I think we tried to do it at the same time. We have 3 players in the queue here. Raptos is our first challenger of the night. On deck, Fortified Gawine, and followed by Pandemica. Alright, Ombrophobia, the fear of rain. Let's go. If you are new to the channel, I appreciate you tuning in. You're watching Dungeon Masters of Entrath, the one and, as far as I'm aware, only Hex TCG game show, which we run every Wednesday. Very casual, laid-back PvP with as much PvE flavoring to it as I can give it. We have some fun shenanigans. You have a chance at winning some fabulous prizes. This hand is broken. We have a Storm Cloud and Hailstorm in the opening hand. So I'm going to go ahead and get some resources here. Storm Cloud is when you gain a charge, add a storm counter to this, and then remove all storm counters from it, you get a random Stormling. We also have Hailstorm. Whenever we Fate Weave, summon a Hailhawk. So we've got our Rain, we've got our Hail, we have our Storm Rider. We're all set. You've been burning through drafts like a madman? Yeah, I have not played as much as I wanted to yet, just because since the set launch, for most of my days, by the time I get off work, I'm just so mentally exhausted that I want to veg out and not think. And Hex is a very poor game for that, because if you want to play Hex well and have fun, you kind of need to think about what you're doing. So Hex is not a game I can play when I'm in a just mental state of fatigue, so I haven't been playing it too much. Crap. Give you a Phantom, sacrifice the Storm Cloud. You can have a Phantom. We'll see how much of a mistake that is later. Look at all these Fate Weave shards. Choose Diamond. Hailstorm. And now we have 2 sources of Fate Weave and that charge power right there, so we can start cranking out Hailhawks. I'm gonna do this again, because the last time I did this it went hilariously bad for me. And we're gonna swing with the Storm Cloud just to send a message. We're not afraid of your Phantoms. You make a living off of being distracted. That you do. You have turned it into an art. Yeah, you can have a card. I like the ones I've got. So we have a Frost Blast to deal with one charging thing. So this is basically what happened last time. I played right into an Overwhelming Guilt. Of course I did. Here, have a Daybreak. Overwhelming Guilt, please make it happen. Yep. Every time the Storm Cloud says, I'm not afraid of you, it dies a horrible death. Alright, you can have a Nightfall too. That Stormling just wanted to have some fun. You haven't logged into Hex in like 6 weeks? Ouch. Alright, this is super evil. I think there's like 2 Hailstorm in the deck and we found them both already. Let's seek some adventure. And just stop with 2 Hailhawks this turn. And as a reminder to anybody else too, it has been a rule since day 1, but it's not one that is commonly invoked. You are not required to use the same deck for your entire run. As long as every deck you use obeys the rules and is common and uncommon, with no rares except the shards, you can use a different deck every single deck or versus every single encounter if you really wanted to. And people have done that before. It gives you the option to kind of hate out specific encounters. You build a deck, if you see a deck where you're like, oh, that's rough, but I can beat it if I do X, Y, and Z. You can build a deck that does X, Y, and Z, and then when you're be ready for that room, I've had people just completely hate out decks that I've built by kind of watching the stream, studying the dungeon, and being prepared like that. So I'm being a little bit conservative on the Hailhawks, probably for no real reason, because we have 1, 2, 3 Fate Weave triggers in the bank. The ability to destroy constants would be good if you're facing the Fear of Rain. Yeah, there's no way in heck I'm volunteering one of those hailstorms away. The AI very much prioritizes hailstorms. Alright. Let's seek some adventure. Seek some more adventure. Look at how busted this is with 2 Hailhawks and a bunch of Fate Weave triggers. I feel dirty right now. Alright, we'll end the turn there. Pretty sure Raptos has actually beat this deck before. You can have a Phantom. I could have Fate Weaved pre-combat, but let's just swing in with all of our Hailhawks here. Fate Weave for a non-resource. If he plays an Edict, you're about to feel real bad. I could have done that pre-combat. Dungeon decks can be quite challenging. If you win, I want you to feel like a certified badass. And that's why the prize pools can grow pretty large. One thing I do want to do, by the way... oh, okay, Raptos said he didn't have enough, so... Chewish, you are on deck to fire up your computer here. I know you need a minute. Good games to Raptos. The double Hailhawk so early was pretty ruthless. And I want to see how many are actually in that deck. But if anybody is watching and you have defeated a dungeon in the past and you are a prior grand prize winner, send me a message in the forums or something. I want to keep track of those people because I want to do some player cards of like a Dungeon Masters of Entrath Hall of Fame. Okay, there's 3 Hailstorms in the deck. We found 2 out of the 3 of them really early. I want to do player cards for people who are prior grand prize winners and create a slideshow of that. So when I need to go like AFK for a minute to use the bathroom or refill my water or something during a stream, I can cut over to that, and then rather than having just this static screen with Be Right Back on it, instead I can have a slideshow of prior winners. So we are just waiting for Chewish to load up. Yeah, the double Hailstorm was brutal with... You actually hit verdicts that could have made me sacrifice those, but I chose the other option. I'm like, I'm not giving up the Hailstorms. No chance. Yep. Tribunal Magistrate, I know you're a winner. Goliathus is a winner. I'm forgetting who else. I mean, there's been at least 5 or 6 people who have been grand champions of the dungeon. I just forget who all of them are, and some of them were more regular viewers than others. So if there have been a few who won the grand prize and then never came back, so I can't really remember them. But Smash the dungeon over the head with Yodel. Kablam. Okay, you are ready. Then the reading comprehension test challenge. Immortal. And we always start with the fear of zombies. Pandemica is on deck. If anybody else would like to challenge the dungeon, please let me know and I will add your name to the queue here for a run tonight. It's only 7:32 Central Time. I run until 10. I may even run later tonight because I don't have to work in the morning. This could be an extra long stream if we have challengers. What? So yeah, let me know if you want in. Otherwise, we begin to the top and we cycle through. No! The wrath, the return of Verdict. It's fine. People can roll with whatever they want. This is fine. So, Raptos last week I think it was last week, Raptos had never seen this card before. Did not know a Grave Offering was a thing. Empowered up to 2 target troops from crypts in your hand. We were both playing zombies, so I used that to steal some Raptos zombies and proceed to kill him with it. So, he goes and buys the card off the auction house, modifies his own deck to have Grave Offering in it, proceeds to immediately kill me with that card the next time. Which made me quite happy as a dungeon master. Like, the apprentice has become the master. Alright, play Shard Pass. So, Blightseed, Cultivator, and Gallows Oak is kind of a combo, but also kind of not at the same time. Gallows Oak is a card I got to spoil on an earlier episode of Dungeon Masters of Entrath. At the start of your turn, void a random troop in a crypt and you add a corpse counter to it. When the death cry is triggered, you summon a zombie for every counter on it, but then you wipe all the counters off. So you can trigger that without it dying, but then you're just setting your counter to 0. Yes, Stigma. Turnabout is fair play. You got me fair and square. And I have nothing to do. No, got blood, even out them thresholds. Nothing to do but play a Shard and Pass. So we have Bladebark Paladin as our next turn. We have two rare cards in hand, and just a fistful of 4 drops, so we don't have a 4th shard yet. So hopefully we're gonna find that. So this is random and not in any way Hex related. Yeah, I'm actually gonna discard this time. This is random and not in any way Hex related, but the band you are hearing in the background here right now, Stary Olsa, is a medieval folk band from Belarus who make their living by kind of flying around the world and the US, and they perform at like Renaissance fairs and performing arts centers and all that. So had the privilege of seeing them live at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival the last couple of years. Me and my friends actually pick which weekend we're gonna go, around which weekend Starios is gonna be there. They're quite good live. Have a couple glasses of mead in your hand, just sit outside on a good day. Alright, so your Umbral Guard is the big problem. When you verdict, this deals damage equal to its power to a champion, and when an opposing troop enters a crypt, it gets +2 power. That is the way to maximize the potential on that one. So we're going to eat a couple points of damage in the air. Alright, so zombies already have lethal. I think I'm going to Gallows Oak. And let's stack some Deathcry triggers on you. So this now will give us 2 Blight Blossoms and Deathcry. You can make something bigger, or we can make something -2/-2, which would not kill that on the first crack, but would make it much worse. Yeah, you can have a Nightfall. Why did I give you a Nightfall? That makes that better. Alright, so this is 5 in the air. So yes, as much as I say they do medieval rock, they do also do some medieval renditions of more modern stuff, because that helps pay the bills and it's big crowd pleasers in the US. So let's actually kill that. And swing with that. Feeling good about our board state at the moment, although there's a couple points of damage, and gonna discard a random card, lose the zombie plague, which is probably the most ditchable card of that lot anyway. I forgot to update the prize list. Let's see here. Better dip into that. So the prize list, I believe if you type !prizes, that will get you to the Google document where I keep what the current prize list is. That way we don't have to clutter up the screen with an ugly list of all the things. You can have a Daybreak. And what am I supposed to add here? 2k gold. Alright, current prize pool has 14,000 gold, 3 Frostheart boosters, and like a half a dozen rares. And counting, of course. Alright, so Umbral Guard is big now. All verdicts are going to be 3 damage. I should probably focus on killing my opponent here. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Alright, let's Fate Weave for a non-resource. Get Isidore down so that zombies are lethal. Two verdicts is game. Yeah, I'm gonna swing like that. Gotta go ham. Don't have much time here. Because that... Okay, there's one verdict. Why did I give you a card? I just gave you another shot at verdicting. I should have given my stuff -1/-1. Alright, we're dead. No, we're not. Not quite dead, but dead. That'll fly over, that'll deal 2. They tick us for 1, so... It's deal 17 damage here or be dead. Let's tick off your ability and kill this. Now Alpha Swing, but that's not 17. That's 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, that's 12. He doesn't have to block any of it. Let it go. No point in playing it because we're dead right now. Alright, so 2 challengers in. 2 challengers have both successfully defeated the gatekeeper of the dungeon, the fear of zombies. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And so now, It is Fortified Gawain's turn to decide. Are they going to go north to room number 11, which is the same way that Raptos went and faced the fear of rain? Or are they going to branch off into a different path? They do want the fear of rain, so we are doing 11. Blazing the trail Raptos has shown us earlier. Fortify Gawain. Challenge. Ombraphobia. Alright, let's take down that dungeon map. And if Chewish wins, there will be another decision to make on which room gets faced after that. Different deck. Rolling up with Tharaz this time. For 8 charges, troops you control get +1/+1, and when you play an Underworld troop, gain a charge. I don't know if this hand is good or not, but I'm going to say it probably is because it has a Vision of Zeota and a Hailstorm in it, so we'll keep this. Vision, at the start of each champion's turn, that person Fate Weaves. When you play a resource, this gets Flight. When you play a non-resource, this gets +1/+1. So for us, the benefit is a constant stream of Hailhawks. And that's why we put up with the slight misfortune that our opponent also gets to Fate Weave all the time. So we'll seek some adventure and pass. Fortified Gawain says, good luck. We're to say, I hope you brought an umbrella. Because it's going to get cloudy up in here. And that's just for a turn. Okay. So we're going to do this for the double sapphire that's needed. And then play Vision at the end of their turn, so that we get the first Fate Weave. Deathless Devoted as a one-shot revert another target card. And a Dustwing Priest, so kind of weenie flyers here. Take that damage. Play Vision. What do I want? 3, 4. I want some adventure. Oh, what is up with the deck pulling the Hailstorms today? So, Fortified Gawain has a 1-turn reprieve because we can't play that right now. Sapphire's Favor, stun each opposing troop with power 1 or less. Is probably what I would do pre-combat here, just to help pick up a little bit of tempo. Especially if you can get... I wonder if you... I don't think you can charge power in response. Because that's basic and this is quick. So there's 7. Needs 1 more charge. Okay, Battle Chant. When a constant enters play, your troops get... Alright. Alright, I'll let that slide. I'll hold that. I missed my chance to use Sapphire's Favor as a stun. Battle Hymn, troops you control get +1/+1, so they are all permanently bigger now. And that is 9 in the air that cannot be done anything about. You know what? I feel less bad about having 2 hailstorms right now. Let's get some hawks out here. Swing in now. A couple hailstorms right now are going to be necessary just to keep pace. On to the 5th resource and busts the charge power, so that's another 9 in the air. Air evolution. Oh no! That's 12. Alright, I think I got a chomp just to protect the health total a little bit. No, water, your one weakness. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. So that's still 3. That's still a lot in the air. Okay, I think he has to be done after this. We'll let his comp cool down. Alright, let's just play a shard here. It sounds like Fortified Gawine has to abort the run. We have Pandemica on deck. I'm not gonna swing. I'm just gonna pass here. So that's 9 in the air. I have to block 1. We'll take 6. Go down to 1. Feeling pretty dead here. Not sure why I chose a resource when I already had a resource. Let's seek some adventure. And let's gain some charges. Gain 2 charges. Fate Weave for some more hawks. For more adventure. We might not be out of this yet. I'm gonna swing. I feel that good about it. The preemptive declaration of victory. Never assume you have won against the Dungeon Master. Except that I'm literally on 1 health. Literally on 1 health. Which makes this super awkward. Because those flight troops are superior. And I have to block all of them. So I could go boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we're going to double block everything. Seek Adventure. Now we're just ripping off 2 Hailhawks a turn. Doesn't matter. I still have 3 troops back that can't swing. Does Fortified Gawine have the ability to... So close. Literally, I was down to my last point of health. Dang near got there, but concedes defeat. That was a solid effort with White Weenie Flyers. Once again, lucking out. Dungeon Master RNGesus finding a 2nd out of 3 Hailhawks very early on. Manages to get what was needed. Alright, so Pandemic is on deck here. If anybody else wants to challenge the dungeon, please let me know. I'm going to go AFK for a second here just to take a stop by the men's room and refresh my water, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Fight Night has 75 people in it 10 minutes from starting. That's pretty good. Yeah, good luck. I had for a couple weeks, for the last 2 weeks, switched my stream day from Wednesday to Thursday to try to not be at the same time as the Fight Night, because I figured the audience of people who'd want to play Dungeon Masters of Entrath is probably largely the same people that want to play in Fight Night. But it turned out changing nights was a disaster, because for 2 weeks in a row, Raptos, aka Stigma Buster, God bless him, was the only person who showed up and wanted to challenge the dungeon. So literally, if not for Raptos, there would have been no episode 38 or 39. So decided, alright, you know what, we need to go back to our regular night, and I just won't play in the Fight Night, and some people will have to make a decision between which tournament they want to play in, but that's alright. I think consistency in streaming and being a regular show is probably the most important thing, and I will just accept that I'm a little bit inconvenienced and don't get to play in the Hex Night, Fight Nights on one night out of the week every once in a while, every few months. Yeah, as a reward for your efforts, Kismet decided to screw you into the ground. Yeah, they weren't our finest matches. I mean, there were one or two in there that were pretty good. But yeah, Tribunal Magistrate Pandemica. are you ready? I'm going to send you a test challenge to see if you're ready. Going to try to change up the opposition a bit. Can the Tribunal Magistrate, the Lord of all Spiders, take down the horde of zombies? Waiting for the challenge to go through. I'm also going to cross Fortify Gawain off of the queue, since we know they're in the Hex fight tonight. That means they're not going to be available to play again for a little while. Yeah, can't watch on Thursdays. Do you do MTG things with friends? Fair enough, and for a lot of other people, I unintentionally put them in the position of, well, am I going to watch Dungeon Masters of Entrath, or am I going to do, like, Arcana Vault or whatever tournaments on Thursday, or am I going to, you know, do Function and Tribunal Magistrates thing? There was a lot going on. And I kind of lost out on that, where nobody wanted to do my thing. I was like, alright, you know what, changing my idea, my show date was a bad idea. My bad. Let's go back to Wednesdays. I am not too big. I do not have too much of an ego to admit that when I have made a questionable decision. Let's Pandemica Whisper. Paging Pandemica. I partially melted a laptop once. Speaking of overheating, by putting it vent side down on a mattress, and I left it there for like an hour, hour and a half. That was not good. Alright, Pandemica, let's try this again. Fight me! Alright, Pandemica, aka the Tribunal Magistrate, the voice actor and producer for the incredible intro that was for the charity stream, the opening of my block, and most importantly for us at the moment, Pandemica is one of the elite few who is a prior Grand Champion. He is one of the few who has defeated a dungeon and walked away with a grand prize, and is certifiably the first person to ever roll into the dungeon with Balthazar the Eulogist. So whatever this deck is, I have not seen it before. I am going to have to be learning. Now I'm going to hope to draw... oh boy. I was going to say, I was hoping for a wild chart at some point so that I don't have to Fate Weave for a resource when I already have 5 now. But we'll see how that works out. Can't always get what you want out of Kismet. Ooh, so we're playing Momentum. And this has Fate Weave on it. Fate Weave is a good safe choice. If you need a shard to keep the momentum going, you will have the comfort of knowing you will find it. Okay, so we do have a blocker. I am not sure trading's the way to go. And just kidding, because that's now a 4-4 with lots of momentum. Alright, we'll go ahead and take that. Alright, so I now have to Fate Wave for resources because I don't have a wild yet. And I'm gonna hold the Voracious Zombie. You know, it may have been smarter to just play a slow shard and get the Relentless Zombie out there. Could have sacrificed it to make this big enough to stop that. That probably would have been smarter.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Alright, some more momentum. Hits a Fate Weave resource. Man, those things are going to be getting big. That's an 8/8. Wow, that gets going fast. Alright, so we're going to not take 8. Still can't want to buy Wild Shard. Alright, I'm just gonna fish that back. I like Pandemica's chances against zombies here. Keep hitting those shard drops. This is up to momentum 6 now. So that's 10 damage. Rowdy Ringmaster. Deploy another target troop you control gets +1/+1 and Crush. That troop battles up to one target opposing troop. Holy shenan! I haven't even seen that one yet. I love the squirrel in the boxing gear. That's great. And Pandemica absolutely trashing the undead. Still can't find a wild. Alright. Alright, go out and die for the cause. Pass that over. Pandemica never missing a shard drop. 8/8, 5/5. Hits Pomegranate. That's a 15/15 crush. Are you kidding me? Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We are super dead. Alright, Pandemica slaughtering the fear of zombies. I'm going to put the Seeking Challengers line up there too, because we don't currently have anybody in the queue besides Pandemica and Raptos, if Raptos wants to make another run. Alright, Pandemica! You, sir, have defeated room number 12, the entryway. Before you lies 4 doors venturing off in different directions, each offering you a completely different experience in your way through the dungeon, in the effort of glory and riches. On the door leading to room 11, you spy 2 corpses of fallen dead, adventurers who have gone before. Do you brave the room door 11, the fear of rain, where 2 have already fallen, or do you venture a different way? You head east. You head to room number 15. He says, Nay! Nay, I shall not go where I see 2 people have already died. I will blaze my own path. And room 15 is Pipit Phobia, the fear of randomness. It's a real thing because I said so. Oop, decline challenge. Right, we'll hang out. Wait for Pandemica to throw a challenge our way. Damn, misclick. Alright, should I try this again? Pipit Phobia. This is a deck I would... I don't edit my decks once a dungeon has gone live, but Pipit Phobia is one I would probably want to... most want to, out of any of these decks, readdress with any new cards that have been added in Dead of Winter. Alright, we're going first. And we are throwing that hand the heck back. Alright, this hand is not good, but we'll work with it. Arcane Focus. A couple resources. We have a Runic Hatching. We want Witch of the Witching Well. Wild Shaper Caliban for 7 charges. Transform a troop you control into a random troop with cost +2. Alright, so Pandemica hits a Fate Weave Shard. Let's get a Witch down. Okay, did not need a 3rd well, but alright. For the Witch to be effective, that requires us to have another troop in hand. You may put a troop from your hand into your deck. If you do, put a random troop from your deck into your hand and it gets +1/+1. So we need to find some troops. That's not a troop. Deck drawing poorly. I can see the next 2 turns being Runic Hatching and to Consult the Talon to try to fish some fuel here for the dungeon.
Hey, thanks
2
so much for
damage.
watching. Thumbs up if you liked it. Remember to subscribe to this channel as
And
well.
more
And
Fate
share the
Weave.
video with your friends or let me know what was
Hey,
favorite
Pipit
part of
Hustler.
this video down
Revert and
below.
transform target artifact
Okay.
opposing blah blah
And
blah.
we'll keep
Revert
with
something,
Lena.
make it
Was
cost
a
less.
pleasure. She's amazing.
It's the
She has
TLDR on that guy.
a very cool YouTube channel, so subscribe to it
So
right
we are
now.
actually
Please
gonna
all the
just...
links, as always, on the
I
screen
think
right
sit.
here or down below on the comment section. And please
And
follow me on
play
Instagram
Pipit
as
Hustler
well
as a
at
surprise.
Almenara. And see you next time. Bye.
It's a trap. So as soon as this came out, I bought up a bunch of these, thinking that, you know, every account only had one, so maybe they'll be worth some extra. I'm not sure my investment in that alternate art is paying off right now. But I did very quickly buy a playset of them. Alright, Palm of Granite is unfortunate but pretty expected. Probably no more further tricks. Alright. Get hustled. Get hustled. Oh, come on. It turns into a frickin' pile of nuts so that could still get turned into a huge 6/6. Okay. I see how this is gonna go. I see how this night is gonna go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a massive risk and leave myself wide open to play Go Fish for more cards. So now that's 5. This could be 11. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, hold on. Pay 2. Can't do that now. How did that get so big? I guess it gets... You play resource, it gains 6. Played multiple. Holy crap, I need to learn how to play against momentum. I really need to learn how to play against momentum. Holy crap baskets. Alright, so what, I swapped a Howling Brave for a Howling Brave? Is that what happened? I should have Shackling Strands pre-combat. I'm on tilt with how big that was. On tilt in the face of so much momentum. Alright, so this at least can't hurt us anymore. Pandemic are going to cycle the thing for a portal. Create an uncommon portal and put it in your hand. Only needs to find a way to get through a single point of damage and it's game over. Just 1 point of damage. Get my OBS up here. Okay, so is going the route of throwing a squirrel in the face. Not unsurprising. It has another copy of Ready to Rumble. Takes out a blocker. Have literally no choice but to block with a Hailhawk here. Or just be dead. Polymorphic army. Oh, that would have been great earlier. Alright. I think we're in a surprise turn our 1-drops into 4-drops. Because that's a... No, no, that costs 1 plus X. I can only turn my 1-drops into 3-drops. Wait, that has... Yeah, exhaust that. Okay, so that turns back into that. And so now we start this whole nightmare train all over again. Pandemic with 10 resources available, 4 cards in hand. 1 dead basically troop on board, except that it's not because it can do that. I doubt this is going to change things, but we got a Bladebark Burster. We got We got Pandemica's spoiler on the table. Oh, such battles, much destiny. No, no! Pandemica is gonna defeat Pipit Phobia and successfully clear 2 rooms of the dungeon. And so now, once again, we must pull up the dungeon map. With room 15 cleared, the Tribunal Magistrate stretches, feels good about himself. 2 down. But there are 2 rooms to go. Either room 14 or room 8 is the next choice. Pandemica will have to decide which one of the doors he takes. The door to his left, aka the north, for room 14. The door to his right, aka the south, for room number 8. Ventures deeper in, just 2 rooms to clear for some sweet, sweet loot, and the option to be warped to an Ultra Boss encounter. So just need to know from Pandemica which way we are venturing. Numero 8. Alright, send me a challenge when you are ready. It sounds like he is switching decks. It's like, yeah, I just wrecked your face twice. No big deal. No big deal. I'm just gonna switch decks and, I'll wreck your face with something else. It's all good. No worries. I got this. I'm not afraid of the Dungeon Master. You call this Phobia's decks. Psh, I call this child's play. So soon as Tribunal Magistrate shoots us the challenge, we shall roll. And good luck to you if you are watching and you are one of the 142 players who's in the Fight Night right now. Very solid attendance. Room 8 is Phasmophobia, the fear of spirits and ghosts. This is another deck that would be better with Dead of Winter. Ooh, a Venoma of Nox. And this hand is going the heck away because we have our end game too soon. Alright, this isn't great, but this is much more manageable. Daybreak Diviner. Bring to Justice. Decree Banish, because there's some removal in here. Dance Macabre transforms all troops in your crypt into phantoms and puts them into play. So we can bring dead stuff back and then hit that with the phantom that turns all the Grievous Phantom turns all the 1/1s into 5/5s. And that is the end game that we are trying to work towards. Alright, happily found a 3rd resource, so we're going to be on curve for Daybreak Diviner and Bring to Justice. At 6 resources, we can summon 2 Phantoms. Blood Diamond. Not exactly the combination I was expecting out of the Nox. Let's see if this might be a more aggressive take on Goot. Let's throw down Daybreak Diviner. Gives us a Hilltop Monastery. And you'll note Daybreak Diviner is a spirit, in keeping with theme. In the Halls of Twilight, when you play a resource verdict. Yeah, we can take that off the board, so when you don't need to trade. You hit me, I'll hit you. Let's bring that to justice. Get out of here. And I'll go ahead and throw down a Hilltop Monastery. Pass the turn. Not even sure I'm going to bother putting any charges into it. No. No, I'm not sacrificing the only troop I control. You can have a card. And Pandemic are throwing down a Decree of Banishing, so we're going to lose our troop anyway. At least had to make them use some of their removal for it. We're going to sacrifice an artifact or a constant we control. Weren't really planning to do much with that anyway. This feels like a surprisingly control build over there. I was expecting more like troop aggro out of Venoma. That's not how this is playing. Alright, so Verdict again. You can have a card. I got my combo pieces here. I kind of want to keep them. Twilight Eclipse. This is a oddly more aggro version of Goot. Kill me! Strike me down! I probably shouldn't have swung with there. Alright, back over to Pandemica. I think gets 4 off of every single one of those uses. Alright, so now it's giving a Daybreak has very real repercussions. Okay, so why Venoma of Nox versus Adani Zedek? That is the question. Because I'm seeing lots of control, I'm not seeing any troops. Alright, Elder of Lost Ages, go! You're a spirit, you count. Alright, not gonna bother swinging it for 1. Sacrifice a troop you control. Boom. Now I got a Phantom. Come on! All the verdicts. Dance Macabre only brings 2 Phantoms back. Better than nothing. But swinging in doesn't even really get us any progress because we're going to lose 4 off of that. So Pandemic has us on a 2-turn clock as is. Getting crushed under the weight of Verdict here. Lost first round to Illuminate, which you suspect will be said a lot in this new format. I think that is a reasonable belief. Alright, so I'm pretty much dead next turn. Pandemica's deck is hot. Swinging for pride, naturally. Can't go down without a fight. But that is, in fact, all she wrote. And so Pandemica does not have a choice now. The next room is room 17. That is how she goes. And this is the boss fight. This is a boss fight. If Pandemica wins, he will have the option of walking away with the current grand prize and resetting the prize board. It would be 14,000 gold, 3 Frostheart boosters, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different rares right now, or risking it all for an optional Uber Boss fight. But first, Pandemica has to survive the next challenge. And the next challenge is 17 Metathesiopia, the Fear of Change. Let's tear down the map here. Pandemica going for glory. Facing one of the 4 bosses. Knight's Bane, Ovo. We're gonna get Swifty in here. I will keep this. Uh-oh. We're gonna get Swifty in here. Pandemica had to mull down to 5. And has to play first. So we have card advantage. Alright, Arcane Focus. What do we got?
What you started.
Yeah, snap. Grab Deep Gaze Champion. Whenever a power is shifted to a troop you control, every troop you control gets +1/+1. Making everything bigger. Alright, so Pandemic has to play Resource and go. Gonna seek some adventure here. We are good through on resources through 4. So we don't need to draw another resource. We've got our next 2 turns covered. Next turn I think is Deep Gaze Champion. Turn 4 is Chimera Guard Fallen into Shift Power. And we see what happens next. Let's go deep gaze. Could also Stern Infinitor into like Flight or Swift Strike or something on him. But we know Pandemic has plenty of removal, and I don't want to overly put all my eggs in one basket. Oh. There goes the Deep Gaze champion. Before he could realize his potential. So sad. Alright, so that means really that I think it's Stern Infinitor. And you know what, I'm actually gonna hold a resource for Totem Trap. That way that could get one bigger. And he could swing in thinking that's cute and fine. And we can take it off the table. I think I would rather you have a Daybreak. Should have built your deck to be able to consistently hit 3 blood because you forgot Misery's 3 blood. Yeah, that's that cycle. I think are all triple thresholds. All right, so there was the build up, but no swing. It's as if somebody knew. It's as if somebody knew. I'm gonna go ahead and grab another resource here. Swing in. Pass the turn. Chimera Guard's ability, when this attacks, it gets attack equal to its defense this turn. So on its own, it swings as a 4/2. Let him draw a card because I don't want to sacrifice a troop that I control. Thank you very much. Alright, and so there's the reason for Venoma. Doubles up on the attack. Alright, have a Daybreak. Jeez! It's filthy. Alright, time to focus. I mean, I guess I have to take the trap. Swing in with a 4/2 Swift Striker. And get that satisfying illusion of progress. Pandemica, probably sacrificing some health to draw some cards. And it's going to make me Verdict again. Stop it! Alright, Pandemica is going to Fate Weave. Grab something more. It's going to Fate Weave again. I'd remind you, the pandemic I had to mold a 5. And is now doing all of this. Jeez. Alright, get out of here. That deals 3. That deals 3. Get out of my dungeon! That is brutal. And 2 resources from absolute power. Alright. 1 resource away from absolute power. And let's now swing in with these 2. One resource, and I can draw myself an entire fresh set of cards. Yeah, it's never seen something incorporeal deal so much damage. Do I want you to have another card? Fine, I'll let you have another card. Gloaming Edict. When you play Spirit Verdict and spirits have +1/+1. No! Stop it! I hate you so much! Stop it! I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up my only card. Stop it! And now I must unleash my absolute try any number of cards. We're gonna set it as 9. Do we want 9? Some of them are gonna be crap. Let's go 10. Let's go 11. We're gonna draw 11 cards. And yeah, we'll swing for 2. And throw you, throw you, throw you, throw you. Yep, so we managed to throw away nothing but shards, and we have a fresh hand of toys. Alright, knock it off. Let's see here, 4. You know what, I'm just going to stuff the board right now. And next turn can begin to unleash the insanity. In the Halls of Twilight. Not ideal. If that swings, I'm going to let that through. Because we have access to some health gain here. Alright, let's shift over +1/+1 in life drain. And then I think flight. Let's see, we got 8 resources to play with. Can't believe you haven't seen troops this whole match. Did a lot of work without them, though. +1/+1 in flight. Oh my god, I've been misplaying. When a power is shifted onto a troop you control, this gets +1/+1. Well, let's shift this now so that we can get the revert. And swing in the air with these two beautiful bastards. So that's it. Yep, Pandemica tosses. He was doing so well. He was doing so well. But we were able to survive long enough and make verdict choices around not having to get rid of the one. There's literally only one absolute power in that deck. Yeah, lol, it's a troop deck. I figured it had to be, considering you chose Venoma as the champion. Like, you need some troops to throw powers onto for that to work. Hell of a run put together by Pandemica there. Got all the way to a final boss. I had me nervous for a while, but then after I hit all the bombs off of Absolute Power, I felt better. We are adding a Frostheart booster pack into the pool. The grand prize pool now has 4 Frostheart boosters, 14,000 gold, and a handful of rares. Elder of Lost Ages, Polymorphic Army, Primordial Caves, Ageless Troubadour, Ardent Crusader, Dread Technomancer, and Righteous Vanquisher are the rares in the prize pool right now. We have had 15 challengers try and fail since our last grand prize winner. Goliathus was the last grand prize winner. Walked away with quite a nice prize package. So, if anybody else is watching and wishes to challenge the dungeon, please let me know. As a reminder, the format is immortal, commons and uncommons only, except that rare resources are allowed. You do not have to use the same one deck for your entire run through the dungeon. Pandemica used 2. If you want to switch decks between rounds, that is your prerogative. You know, feel free to do it as long as every deck you use meets the rules. Jewish, I know you can't because you're in the fight night, so I crossed you off of my my list of people for now. But if you are in later or after the fight night, depending on time, let me know. Pandemica was definitely making me sweat there in my seat for a while. That was a very good run. 2 excellent decks. And I believe if Pandemica had won and walked away with a prize, Pandemica would have been the first person to be a 2-time grand prize winner. Pandemica, my loot drop. Add to the prize pool if you would. Pandemica kind enough to send us a Primordial Sabertooth. So we are going to add that immediately into the prize pool. Very kind of Pandemica here to support the stream. And that is going immediately into the prize pool. Nobody even has to unlock it. It is happening right now. Primordial Sabertooth. And I always give donations credit. It says courtesy of Pandemica. Alright, so we've got that thrown into the pool, plus the booster pack I added for normal prize progression of people trying and failing against the dungeon. Alright, so I'm going to, let me see here, get my OBS up again. I'm going to take another short break here. Talking is thirsty work. No one else wants to step up, you'll go again. You would definitely be eligible. So give me just a minute here, and I will be right back. Alright, let me just get myself situated here again. Alright, Raptos, looks like you're up again. I do not see anybody else shouting their name for a challenge. Nobody going, I will fight you, Thrawn. I am not afraid of your dungeon. So Raptos, when you are ready, just shoot me a challenge and the floor is yours. Tonight is the 40th episode of Dungeon Masters of Entrath. 4-0. Have been doing this since February 8th. Build something new so you can play at some point. Excellent. And on Friday, as I announced on the forums, since I do not work, I am doing a stream earlier in the day, noon U.S. Central Time, 10, which is 10 on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast, but really most importantly 6 p.m. London time, so that it's more of a Friday night for the European crowd. And we're going to give the Euro crowd finally a chance to put their money where their mouth is and see if they have what it takes to fight the dungeons. This hand is crap. So is this one, but I'll keep it anyway. So we are going to do a special Dungeon Masters of Entrath stream on Friday. Like I said, noon Central, because I'm based in Minnesota. And so every once in a while I have to assert myself assert my time zone as, hey, this is what it is. You guys convert. If people show up and it is a lively stream, it is my intention to do a double-length show. Normally, I am streaming on my own channel for 3 hours a week is how long our show runs. If I have people and an active chat and challengers, I will do a 6-hour stream on Friday. If people do not show up, I'm guaranteed going to be attempting to do Dungeon Masters of Entrath for at least the first 2 hours. If I run into an unfortunate situation where I do not have anybody showing up who wants to play, then after 2 hours I will make the executive decision if I want to continue playing Hex and just do like Evos or Sealed or what have you until people show up. Or just stop streaming and find other uses of my time on my day off. Not worried about losing the oak because we have Grave offering to get that back. Let's grab a second blood. Throw down Isidore. It's just a 3-3 right now. But let's make him a 3-3 with some upside, because he is a nice removal target. You can have a Daybreak. More Verdict. Alright, I have a Phantom. I don't want Isidore dead yet. Alright, so here we can tag that to basically resolve the Death Grave and get a couple free Blight Blossoms. Swing in for 3. Yeah. Well, how many troops do you have? And I'll say they're free. You can have a Phantom. Alright, so you have your weenies, I have my weenies. Swing with everything. It all goes over. Alright, well, let's sacrifice one of those. Get down the Blightseed Fiddler. Oh no. No, not giving all troops -1/-1. You can have a Phantom. I don't want to lose 3 troops so that your Phantoms don't get bigger. Alright, you know what? You can have a Nightfall because I'm afraid of giving you too many Phantoms. Have a Phantom, fine. Jeez! This song would have been better timed versus the Phantoms dungeon deck. Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters! try to get in some damage. Alright, I will take that. Alright, we're down to 22 health. Daybreak Diviner is going to create another constant. And I'm assuming it was the Daybreak there. No, it's the Dread Factory. No swings in the air. Alright, swing first with these two. See if we get any trades. Alright, the Phantom and the Daybreak Diviner. Pending any one-cost action. Oh. So us everything into the Dread Factory. That's a good play to get some extra value. I want some adventure. And then I'm gonna Relentless Zombie to get my other Relentless Zombie back. Alright, Raptos Verdicting. You can have a Nightfall. Unravels one of the zombies. Swing with the zombie. Alright, and Raptos uses that to finish off the Dread Factory. And I'm going to play Grey Factory and pull out the Gallows Oak and the Voracious Zombie, because when I play the Voracious Zombie, I'm going to get back both Relentless Zombies. So I'm pulling out 2 troops to actually kind of be getting 4. Alright, and the verdict is sacrifice a troop you control. I'll go ahead and get rid of one of those. Twilight Scout when it dies, verdict, and another another Dusk Steed. So that's probably 3 damage coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and just take it. We're going to get the Gallows Oak down, start gobbling up things in crypts, and the Voracious Zombie gets his good old buddies back. And so now Raptos has to think a little bit more on how to play this. Grave Offering is a very good card. You know, a lot of people didn't use it back in its day in Limited, but I always thought the ability to bring a couple things back was good. And Raptos not having it. Not having it with all the sudden explosion of zombies. So we shall update the prize pool. We are at 16 challengers between a grand champion, and into the prize pool we are going to add 1 copy of Ripple of Janango. Good, wholesome, chaos touched, one-sided board wipe action. Fun for the whole family. Alright, so that's current. Lots of stream activity right now. We got Alucard up, we got the main channel, Marty Punker, King Up Gaming, myself, Barmonk, Bosmopar, Scaminator, Rexley, I have no idea who that person is. We have 4, 8, 9 different people streaming the Hex Joy right now. So, since it's been a while since I've plugged it, just in case anybody new has hopped in, what you are watching is Dungeon Masters of Entrath. This is the one, and as far as I know, only Hex-themed game show. I design decks with as much PvE flavor as I can to laid-back casual PvP action, and this is our current dungeon map. All of the decks are based on a phobia. Matches are best of 1. If you win, you keep moving through the dungeon. If you lose at any point along the way, your run is done, and the prize pool grows for future challengers. There are 4 different bosses here. If you defeat one of the final bosses, you are able to claim the grand prize, or you have the option of going to room 5, which is the super boss room. If you manage to defeat the super boss, you get an additional 1,000 platinum on top of the prize pool, but if you lose, you walk away with absolutely nothing! Nothing! You're so stupid! Why'd you play the final boss when you didn't have to? So that's kind of the general flow of things here. We've been doing this for since February, so it's been like 9 months now, almost 10 months. Pretty good run. The format is Immortal format, commons and uncommons only, except for rare shards are allowed. Stigma Buster accepted that you're the Hex equivalent of Susan Lucci. I guarantee that went over like the head of like 90% of the people here. Yeah. We're gonna have to Google Susan Lucci. Susan Lucci is an American actress, television host, author, and entrepreneur. Oh, I've seen some of All My Children.
Walk away.
But I probably would need more information to get the context, though. It is Immortal, yep. So if anybody has a deck ready to go and wishes to roll up in the dungeon, let me know. Pandemica, if you're still around and you want another bite at the apple, speak up and let me know. If we do have any new challengers, though, who have not yet had an opportunity to go tonight, new competitors do get priority. But otherwise, I would much rather have repeat challengers than no challengers at all. Basically, she's lost just about every award she's ever been nominated for, even though she's been nominated like 100 times. Ouch. I feel bad. You've been nominated for award. Do you want to show up for the award show? Why? I know I'm not going to win. I never win. That one time she wins, though, man, that will feel a lot more precious because of all the times that nothing happened. That's fine. You don't need to have a loot bag. But yeah, feel free, Pandemica, to shoot me a challenge. You have to start at room 12 anyway, so you have to fight the zombies, but then after that you get a choice on where you go. Nobody has thrown candles against the dungeon yet today. Actually, no, I take that back. I think Chewish did. I am blanking so hard. It's been a very rough work week. No, Chewish played Verdict too. Yeah, nobody's played Candles tonight against the dungeon, if that's the question. Okay, fine. I see how it is. I'll wait. Well, we wait for Pandemica to be ready. Ducklet, if you're ready now, let me know. This was Artifaction. What's up? Finish adding resources. Okay, yeah, Ducklet, if you're ready, Ducklet, you'd have priority because Pandemic has already gotten to have one chance tonight. So let me know if you are actually ready to go, Ducklet. You have dinner here, so alright. I feel like you should get a lifetime achievement award just to make me feel better for getting destroyed. The dungeons are super hard, man. I feel like I should remind you that in the 10 months that we've been doing this show, there's only like there's less than 10 people who have successfully cleared a final boss in the 10 months that we have been doing this. The dungeons are hard. Very few people are successful, and it's by design because I want it's like Ninja Warrior, you know, where very few people are able to make it through those obstacles, and the people who do are super badass. You know, it's not your failure in a dungeon is not in any way an indication on your skill or lack thereof as a player. I mean, if you win, obviously you're good, but what I mean is don't take the losses, and the loss is an indication that you're not a good player, not a good deck builder or anything. They're deliberately hard, meant to be kind of a brutal challenge, but hopefully one that's reasonable to conquer, because my decks don't change, so you can specifically hate on different encounters if you want, and you know, so you can study your enemy and build something to beat me if you want. So, you know, Stigma, I hope you're not feeling like picked on by the dungeons or anything, that I'm like trying to clobber you or anything, because that's obviously absolutely the polar opposite of what my intention is for the show. And you have kept the show alive many weeks where there was nothing else to do, and we would not have had a show if you didn't want to play. Tribunal Magistrate's client crashed. Yeah, Ducklet. Yes, Ducklet. That's right, Ducklet's on the list. Someone needs to be a 2-time winner. Alright, Jewish has a win in the fight night. Let's Fate Weave for a resource. That's right. I have to go through my list again of of as many people as I can remember who are prior winners. I know there's Goliathus, Pandemica, Ducklet, are 3, but there's more than 3. And if you are a prior grand prize winner, I need to send PMs to private messages on the forums to those of you who I remember, and I will probably do that at some point over the weekend. I'm just going to send you, because I want to do player cards for grand prize winners, as I mentioned earlier in the stream. And during intermissions, rather than just a static screen, I want to do a slideshow of grand prize winners. Just a little bit of information on you, some trivia to add kind of the fun of it. You have a near photographic memory and can think like 15 turns ahead, yet the dungeon/RNG smacks you in the face every well. Gonna keep going, because at the very least, you do stuff the prize pool. Your corpse helps enrich whoever walks away at the end. And if there's any basic, you know, staple cards that you need for a deck, commons and uncommons, let me know, because usually I have far more of those than I need. and I can hook you up with stuff. I can't do that for Dead of Winter right now because I'm very far away from having my basic playset, but you know, later on when I have more stuff, I'm usually able to give out a fair amount of commons and uncommons. Lord Blightbark can make a freaking greenhouse on my corpse. You're grade A fertilizer. It is a verifiable and undisputable fact that nobody has more dungeon runs under their belt than Stigma Buster. Stigma Buster, by a very healthy margin, is Dungeon Masters of Entrath's most regular viewer. He's here like every single stream, and because he's here for like every single stream, has had very little competition on some days to have dungeon access to the dungeon and get some runs in. So nobody has fought the Dungeon Master more than Stigma Buster. Yeah. I think I'm swinging here. Yeah, technically Thrawn has made the most runs. That's because Thrawn has to, or there's not a run. But you're correct. If you ever win, you should just stop playing Hex, because it's all downhill from there. You have reached the summit. You have bested Thrawn, crushed him at his own game. There can be no greater win. Forget about bashes and clashes and cosmic crown showdowns. None of that crap matters. It's about kicking Thrawn's ass on his own show. If we're counting runs without Thrawn, I may be in the running for most runs. Yeah, I think you would have, you would probably have second place after Stigma. Yeah, get weaker. Pandemica, once again, going to show us all the power of momentum. And how quickly it can snowball out of all kinds of control. Seriously, the Battles of Destiny. Make it stop! Yeah, I'll seek some fortune. I mean, probably Fate Weaving for resources, just to make sure that he's continuing to hit the momentum drops. So play the Voracious Zombie, pass it over here. Can now sacrifice this into this to make this a 4-2. Which does some shockingly little. This another troop you control gets +1/+1 and battles up to one target. That Rowdy Ringmaster is so good. It is so good in what Pandemic is trying to do here. And so now we are wide open for 9, and I never got to do sacrifice. Let's seek some adventure. Probably need. I don't think there's much for hard removal in this deck. So just gotta kind of stand here in an awkward stance. Guidance, gonna grab a shard. Does not grab a shard. Already has one. Or maybe did. 2020! That's ridiculous. Pandemica with the Super Saiyan Bright Hammer Adept. Just casually gonna slap us in the face for lethal damage. You know, we're not even gonna block it. We're just gonna say, you know what? Screw you, Ringmaster. You're dead. We may be dead, but we're taking you down with us. So Pandemica effortlessly pounds into the dirt the zombies guarding the entrance to the dungeon, and now has to make the decision. Is he going back to room 15 and taking the same path that he fought his way through earlier in the evening? No, he says, go west, young man. He is taking a different track, and he is going to go towards room 10. Alright, so what awaits our fearless challenger in room 10? We'll find out in a second, because I don't have the decks memorized. 10 is Technophobia, the fear of technology. Let's take that map down. So, what shall we see from Pandemica next? Are we going to see more of Balthazar? Are we going to see some verdict action? Are we going to see a deck Pandemica has not yet brought out to play tonight? We are going to see another round of momentum. This is fine. Alright, so Technophobia. It is all robots. This is our robot uprising. Terabots, reactor bots, electroids. Electrobot is a poor man's momentum here in this kind of setup. Alright, so let's grab a Sapphire just to make sure we have our thresholds happy. Get the reactor bot out there. And pass it over. Crackling Vortex here. Every time you gain a charge, this gets +2/+2, so Crackling Vortex is going to make Reactor Bot a 5/5 here. He brings out the Jubilant Jouster AAs. Alright, let's crackling up in here. Swing for 5. You gonna give up your Jouster, or are you gonna take that? You're gonna take that. Yeah. Alright. Get Electroid down. Terabots now cost 5 a pop, because they get cheaper for every artifact we have out in play. Electroid, the downside to his cheapness for a 3/4 body is that he can't attack or block unless you control 4 or more dwarves or robots. I'm going to mute my mic for a second because I got a sneeze coming on. Ooh, I did not want to blow out anybody's ears there. Aww. Reactor bot got blown up, and we need 3 or more artifacts in the crypt to summon a warbot. Alright, sadly in a bit of a rut now. I need to seek some adventure and find some other things, because otherwise Electroid's just kind of awkwardly sitting out there with nothing to do. He's very shy. He needs friends, or he can't function. All right, Pandemica throws down the what's it called? Devoted Luminist, another momentum target. Seeking guidance. So they're on any Thanksgiving plans. Not too much. Tomorrow morning / early afternoon, I'm planning on watching the Minnesota Vikings game, since I do live in Minnesota and I'm a Vikings fan. After I get my football fix in the afternoon, got family gathering with my mom's side of the family. So just be hanging out, having dinner with the fam for a while. Black Friday, you know, office is still closed. I don't have to work, so I'm going to be doing some, as I mentioned earlier, some Dungeon Masters of Entrath earlier in the day to try to give the European crowd a chance to play on Friday, and just doing some other miscellaneous events because I haven't gotten to play all that much Limited yet. But outside that, I recently got an Xbox One X not that long ago, and I splurged and bought a few too many games on Black Friday sale. So I've got Assassin's Creed Origins that I've been playing through. I have Star Wars Battlefront that I've been playing through, or been playing online. I bought the BioShock Remastered Collection because those 3 BioShock games were a grand total of $20. And they, even though they're not explicitly Xbox One X enhanced, they still look very pretty. So just probably gaming my brains out more than is realistically healthy is kind of the plan for the weekend. It's gonna be low key. I'm not traveling anywhere really, so it'll be nice and relaxing. Be careful with their Battlefront game, they'll take all your money. Well, they turn microtransactions off, so they can't take all my money. I've put like 20 hours into that game so far, and I've had zero temptation to buy any loot boxes, even if I could. Alright, so Pandemica has the option of going up to room 4 or down to room 13. After easily smashing down the paltry robot resistance, he wanders deeper into the dungeon, wondering what fate befalls him in the next room. Number 4. Number 4. Where are you? Why can I no longer see your name? Reading is fun. Alright, room number 4. Oh, this will be fun. Let's get the dungeon off here. Room number 4 is Melophobia. Melophobia is the fear of music, which means we're going to have a champion mirror match. Although I think the power level of Pandemica's deck is a little bit higher. We're going to go ahead and keep this. So we have a drummer and we have a lyricist to get the music off to a good start. Alright, I'm going to Fate Weave for a non-resource here. See what we pull with the lyricist. Start your turn, gain an additional temporary resource. so they can help us ramp up a little bit. Between new set and rock tournaments going off regularly, you're surprised no one has taken down the dungeon yet. So many brews flying around, one of them is bound to stick. Well, yeah, and the you know, between Function and Pandemicus tournaments and the Fight Night, you know, both helping gather more interest in budget formats. That would also, you'd think, okay, there is Alpha Allegiance here. I'm going to go ahead and Fate Wave for a non-resource again. And then slap down a Storm Drummer to try to give it a battle ability. And that might help us take out a Momentum troop. But yeah, there's a lot of people brewing right now, and that also works for me in my format of... You know, I've stuck a lot of my dungeons to common and uncommon only, so you're not really wasting your time if you have a deck for that. A deck you have for that is going to work for my stream here, and you're just kind of taking your deck and playing it in a different format. I do want to do some dungeons that are more kind of experimental and weird in their formats, but I also feel like it's important that I have as established a following for my show as possible before doing that, because I want, you know, people to be excited about that and put the time into making decks and not show up and go, well, that format's weird, and then just leave. Yeah, we're gonna play Spring Dancer. Spring Dancer's gonna do the Dance of Death and sacrifice herself to take out the adversary here. And we're gonna beat the other Balthazar in the face with our drummer and throw down another drummer. So Devoted Luminist is 3/3. And that is a resource, which does not really help. Runic Fury gives a troop +3/+1 and Crush. So let's swing like this and see if there's blocks. No blocks. Alright, so we'll play out the Lyricist, pass the turn, put the Valor on it, just to give it a little bit more survivability. Now next turn, if the top card of your deck is a resource, play the top card for free, otherwise draw a card and gain 2 health. So we'll be able to use that next turn. Well, boo. Kind of have to let that happen, because smashing to the ground for one's not going to do anything. Momentum so good. Momentum was waiting for Puck, and Balthazar was waiting, or just Puck. Just Balthazar. Sorry, I can't talk. Puck is dead. So that's 9 with Steadfast coming in. There's Balthazar. Balthazar's like, what the F did I just walk into here? It's not even profitable to swing in with Runic Fury here at the moment. So now what? Worst part is dreams and equip is Balthazar's tears. He bottles that shit up. Makes his enemies suffer. You made me cry. Here, have this. Dreams and equipment is Balthazar's tears. Yeah, so Balthazar thought he'd step out from the curtain and make a grand debut, only to find that the band basically all got slaughtered before he could show up. So that doesn't even make that big enough to take that out. You can have this battle opposing troop. Balthazar says, no thank you. Balthazar is going to stay in hand, and we're going to see if one of these two combat tricks, or a combination of them, can bail us out. Actually, it'd probably just be better to straight up smash to the ground. Oh, come on! Yeah, you want me to fight that? Screw that, you fight that. Oh, momentum silly. Yeah, so, you know what? We're not going to waste combat tricks when that's not going to work. Oh good, I'm so glad we drew a resource. No, we're not gonna... Can't even really smash to the ground profitably, so if this is a resource, we're dead. And actually Balthazar has to block that anyway, or it's just death. Or it's just death. Balthazar gets taken out. Is this target troop? Yep, this is target troop. So let's just die more. Let's die on our own terms. Alright, so that was number 4. So we are on to room number 9. Pandemica says, I'll fight the last boss got me, I'll take out a different boss. Fine, we'll see how that goes. So now we are fighting boss number 9. Let's see what you got. Show me what you got. Can you take out room number 9? Otherwise known as cataptrophobia, the fear of mirrors. Out after this game, lots to do tomorrow. Well, thanks for stopping by. Now, can I hold off Pandemica twice in one night? Problem is, I fear this deck is slow against momentum, and I don't know that it has much for hard removal. So we have Windborne Ascension, we have Night Sky Prophet, we have Replicator's Gambit in here. Put a troop in your deck, it gets deploy, summon 6 copies of it and draw a card. And Mirror Mirror, summon a copy of up to 2 target cards. But again, for the low price of 6, which feels prohibitively expensive against momentum. Yeah, momentum hits like a truck. Deathless Infiltrator. When you Fate Weave, this gets 2 attack and flight, and right now it is a 3/4 with Crush. Oh, it's Crush and flight because of Windborne Ascension. And of course, more momentum. Let's get the Night Sky Prophet out here. Part of you wanted to see Pandemica streaming his side. See, you get the two-hand view, like the replay mode, but live. Actually, Pandemica has a replay feature. He might be able to pull his own games. I don't know how saving it works, though. I wish you didn't always have Battle of Destiny when I didn't want you to have Battle of Destiny. See, every time I think, well, you know what, Ron, maybe you made the dungeon too hard. Then a deck shows up in like momentum and clowns me. So then I remember, oh, okay, you don't need to feel bad about putting in the rares that you do. I'm not going to do Replicator's Gambit on that because I don't want to be naked to... Yeah, like, that deck is clearly designed to constantly hit the shard drops all the time. Hit your shard drops or die trying. And now there's... so that's 10... And that is 10 damage. In the time it's going to take us to have enough resources to play a Vigilant Duskwing. Prestidigitator, 5/3. Actually, you know what? I want to play that instead. That got the buff, and it gives us an Arcane Focus, which is good. Try to find something that maybe can save us. Alright, Lane of Pause Sight. Not immediately helpful, but better than nothing. Palm of Granite. So that one plus... Oh, dear Lord. Bow to our Momentum Masters. Oh, bow to our Momentum Masters. Have immediate hard removal or get the hell out. Boom. Alright, so Pandemica has one final decision to make. Pandemica at this point has officially cleared the dungeon. and has knocked off that branch. But Tribunal Magistrate has an optional decision to make. Over here is room number 5. If Pandemica wants to challenge room number 5 and Pandemica wins, Pandemica will walk away with 1,000 platinum. But if Pandemica chooses to fight room 5 and loses, then he is not a 2-time champ. He wins nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, the choice is walk away, become an official 2-time champ and keep all the loot, or risk it all in the name of another 1,000 platinum. Now, the current prize pool is 14,000 gold, 4 Frostheart boosters, and the following rares: Elder of Lost Ages, Polymorphic Army, Primordial Caves, Ageless Troubadour, Ardent Crusader, Dread Technomancer, Righteous Vanquisher, your own Primordial Sabertooth back, and Ripple of Janango. He's going to go for the 2-time champ. All right. The bonus is for someone else. Okay. And Pandemica, do you want me sending you back your own Primordial Sabertooth, or do you want me to leave that in the prize pool and roll it over? Because you did technically win your own card back, so I'm going to let you decide if you want me to send you your own card back or leave it in the pool for somebody else. You found the sachet you dropped. Alright, I will assume I'm sending you everything. Nah, keep it in pool. Okay. We're going to roll over the Primordial Sabertooth to reset here. And let me see here. I need to go... Bear with me while I do housekeeping for a minute here. We're going to change this from current prize pool to Pandemica, Pandemica's prize pool. And then I'm just going to move that down on the document so that I don't have to worry about that right now. Okay. And copy this, delete this. Alright, reset the fail counter to 0. Alright, and let's see, we need to reset a prize pool, so let's make this our current queue. Current prize pool. And remember, it starts small and grows. The Vulnerable Judge Pandemica presiding. Yeah, momentum is silly. Yeah, these decks did not have the enough hard removal necessary to counter those shenanigans. Alright, so we are starting small because we have to build up to what my budget can sustain. So current prize pool is 1 Frostheart booster, a Green Paw Emancipator, Primordial Sabertooth, and 2,000 gold. And every time somebody fails, the prize pool grows. And we are going to knock off that path. So 10, 4, 13, and 9, that whole branch of the dungeon is closed off. I will update the image in a little while. I don't think I need to make everybody sit through that. But yeah, so you really only have 3 different paths to go now because those bosses have not been finished yet. And I'm going to take down the map. Alright, Pandemica says he will send back a Dead of Winter pool booster for the prize as well. Well, thank you much, sir. I don't have many of those yet to spare, but I bought too many Frosthearts, so I have plenty of Frosthearts to give away right now. I don't have much for Dead of Winter, so I kind of need to keep those for the moment. Alright, so at this point, this would normally be, if this was a normal night, I'd probably wrap up at this point because I wouldn't want to start a new run 15 minutes before I'd shut down. However, I don't have to work tomorrow, so we can play a little bit longer. And Ducklet, if you're still in and you still want to run, you would be next. I am going to take a real quick break though. again, and then I will be ready for us to throw down. So just let me know in chat you're still here and you still want to run and challenge the dungeon, and then as soon as I am back, we can play. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Ducklet says, let Nick go. He's starting to cook for Thanksgiving anyway. You'll catch it on Friday. I will be around for Friday, so I hope to catch you then. Have fun with your Thanksgiving. Dungeon Master needed a little bit of time because I needed to grab an alcoholic beverage. You don't get to see Drunk Dungeon Master. It's not nearly strong enough for that. But, Art of Action! I'm ready for you. Shoot me a challenge when you are ready. Round 3 started. Be back in a bit. So we have had a grand prize winner tonight. And I will send out prizes after the stream. I don't like clogging episode time with the boringness of sending out a mail, especially with all of that stuff. Alright, so zombies. Zombies. Accept. Uh-oh, this is your frenzy winning deck. This is why the Dungeon Master cheats, because people bring good decks! I just try to build silly crap and y'all throw good decks at me! I will kill you all! With a smile on my face. Because I'm a fun Dungeon Master. Didn't have time to brew something new for you, but you would if I coulda. It's all good. It's all good, he said. It wasn't all good. Nah, kid. Ooh, this deck is spicy. Yeah, Pandemica knows what we're about to see. I don't, because I was not able to stay up late enough to watch all the final rounds, so I just kind of bowed out after I got my ass kicked. so find another shard. I also went Adani Zedek, but my deck was not ready for candles. And I got absolutely rocked by the Luminaries. Alright, so got that Wild. Throw down the Blight Seed Fiddler. And pass her over. I love this song. Star Wars Let It Go parody. Man, I've really added out my music playlist. I've got like 6 or 7 hours worth of music now, at least, before it cycles through, which is nice. Do you get a card or do I lose one? I will lose one. Oh, that was the best one to lose, because it'll come right back with Voracious Zombie. Ouch. Yeah, he knows. He knows that's coming back. Alright, yeah, let's block you too. I don't want you getting bigger. Seek Fortune. Make sure we're good to 4. Throw down Blightbark Paladin. Alright, so far we're curving out alright. We're on the right track. Not a fan of that, though. The Umbral Guard is going to cause us to take 2 right now. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, you do not get to get bigger because I know how that works. That's the same combo I was trying to build around. Alright, let's I think I'm going to get the point of damage here. You're not going to block that. So let's bring you in. Now let's sacrifice you. And now let's make you smaller. And that nerfed the gain off the gem. But now, every time Artifaction plays a resource, you're going to Verdict. You can have a Phantom. Can never remember. I always want to make sure I know what's in my hand. Throw down Isidore. Zombies have lethal now. So now can swing in. Alright, another in the Halls of Twilight. So that's 3 verdicts this turn. Alright, you can have a Nightfall. You can have a Phantom. You can have a Phantom. I don't want you to have more cards. Or a Nightfall, whatever. Excuse me, alright, we got to 5. Let's see here. Revert, then transform up to 2 target zombies into crypts and put them into play under your control. In crypts. Nice, I can take other stuff. let's do that. Let's take your stuff. And swing. You can have a Nightfall. You can have a Nightfall. I'm banking really hard on my ability to kill him quick here. And that might be a mistake, actually. That's like 4 points of damage plus. So it's swing, 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 swing. Yeah, I think we gotta go with everything. And get the oak down. And now pass it over. Lost 4. If Artifaction draws a resource, we're dead. Has a resource, we're dead. Because that's gonna be didn't have it. Did not have it. Because that would have been like 3 verdicts there, and that absolutely would have smoked us. Very close. Not quite there. Had enough recursion to stop it. And that is our first failed run of the new challenge. I need to put... I need to reestablish my queue of rares, so I'm just going to put TBD rare in the prize pool. I owe 1 rare. Excellent. You're going to brew something tasty for me. Excellent. Well, let me ask y'all here, if we have anybody in chat who has never challenged the dungeon yet tonight and wishes to do so. If so, please let me know. And I will give a new challenger a run. If we do not have anybody who has not challenged the dungeon tonight, then this is my normal sign-off time. So I'm going to call it a night here. Unless we have somebody who is new and wants to play, then I will stay up late because I don't work for you, and we will get in another run. Otherwise, I am back. I am doing 2 episodes this week, and I'd be remiss if I don't remind people of that. On Friday, we are starting a special edition show at noon Central Time, which is 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. London, and you all figure out the rest. I'm doing it earlier in the day so that European players will have a chance on their Friday night to get in on the action. If I have people showing up who want to do runs, we could go for up to 6 hours. It could be a double-length show. If nobody wants to play, I will just go cry in a corner and play Xbox One X on this huge 65-inch screen behind me, or do some Evos or something. So either way, I'm still a winner. But yeah, the plan is to do a double-length show, so definitely show up on Friday, preferably earlier, so that I know there's interest. If you are like me and have the day off and just want to play some Hex, and it will be a good time. I'm going to update the prize pool. Pandemica, I will get out your grand prizes tonight before I close out Hex, and I'm going to get, at some point over the weekend, I'm going to get messages out on the forums, so check the Hex forums please if you don't go there often. To everybody who is a grand prize winner that I can recall and I'm aware of, and I'm just going to have a couple questions that I'm going to ask you to try to send me back answers to, so that I can immortalize you in the stream a little bit more than we already have. Because I think if you have taken out the dungeon, I think that's a cool accomplishment. You should be celebrated for it. You rock. I'm going to pause the music for a little bit because this happened earlier tonight, but it bears repeating.
Learn to know the dark side of the Force, and you achieve
We had a subscriber. Noriest, aka Rory, is a patron of the show. Much appreciated. Worth celebrating again at the end of the evening here. Good times have been had by all. And if you've done it twice, no jobs. Yeah, sorry, I'm not hopping in a car and traveling all the way over to your neck of the woods for that. You're gonna have to find more local talent. But yeah, I'm not seeing anyone else chiming in who's not had a run tonight, so I'm gonna call it a night here. But thank you all again for a great stream. I had a lot of fun. It was good to see a lot of different faces in here hanging out. Hope to see some of you again on Friday if you're able to hang out. So peace out.